All right, here we go.
Another minute.
We're on. All right, now.
All righty.
We have launched.
Thank you for being here, everybody. You're listening to Officially Planet Green Trees, episode number 373.
Holiday grab bag.
I was going to call it Hell on Wheels, but that's fine. Holiday grab bag's good. Oh, yes, I understand. Right, good. We have a packed house here. It feels kind of warm and cozy. Would you say so? It's kind of a lot of
it's very holiday
friendly faces from the not-too-distant past, and it's good to have some people back here. So let's go through what we've got going on, because we're about to embark in 2 hours of entertainment, comedy, and discussions of medical marijuana and marijuana reform. I'm your host, Michael Comorn of Comorn Law. We can start, as we always do, with the no longer in charge of technical items, Chad Carr.
Good evening. It's nice to be here.
Move around the corner, the one running the board over there, and he's going to announce the number for the call-in. Although we invite you to call, it doesn't mean we're going to take your call. Please let it be heard for the founder of Michigan Parents for Compassion, Jim Powers.
Thank you, Michael. Good evening, everyone. It's good to be back. Happy holidays. And
That's right, happy holidays.
Got a great show lined up for you. It's going to be
sure do. We sure do. To his immediate right, our dear friend and advocate, please welcome Deborah Young.
Great to be back. Happy holidays, everyone.
We have with us our normal crew, what I like to call the rover. We have T-Pain running it from back there. T-Pain, well, thanks for being here.
Good to be here. Happy holidays.
Tommy Two-Tone is in the back. He, of course, is in charge of all the video production, which is not taking place tonight, or is it? Maybe not. I don't know. Can't tell. And technical director, audio. And we have, of course, our production executive, Steve Miller, who I forget to talk and mention every week now because he's been not here, but he does put the shows together and has been instrumental here at Comorn Law. Please welcome Steve Miller.
Thank you, and it's good to be back this week. And sometimes there's 2 places I need to be on Thursday nights, and neither one can survive without.
That's right.
It's true.
It's true.
And the other place really struggles.
Well,
so
you don't listen to the show sometimes. You don't listen. We struggle. We generally do. I can tell you once.
Glad
look,
to be here to keep things.
We got the guy in the log with the heating lamp. That nothing happens. Just kidding. All right. So we also we're happy to have our legal commentator and person who's obsessed with the collection of medical marijuana files, and his name, of course, Alan Pizer.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Just call me a troll for medical marijuana cases. And remember, if you ever have a case, call Comorn Law, Michael Comorn. They call him a lawyer because badass is not an official job title.
Thank you. My dear, dear friend, warrior, and compadre, attorney Jeff Frazier.
Buenas noches, familia in Linden, Michigan. Welcome home, Eli. Glad to have everybody together. Jeanette says we're playing songs from her high school years.
All right. Awesome. We were lucky enough to have these 3 guys in here that all looked alike today. They're all Jeff's sons. Triples. He's triple. And, of course, our good friend, Mr. Tony. Tony's here to say hello and sit in and join the motif here at Planet Green Trees.
Awesome. Tony from Grow Green. Thank you for having me.
And returning, which we never thought was going to happen, but for a couple moments he's here. It's looking good. The infamous return of Jamie Lowell. We're very excited to have that happen.
Yeah! And the crowd goes live.
Hello. Nice to be here.
So tan in the winter, I'm noticing. Wow.
Chad, what are you doing? Why are you starting up right away? Seriously, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
I just noticed.
Someone put Chad in timeout right now. This is outrageous.
Cut off his mic.
Shh.
I'll add it to his disciplinary hearing.
Anyways. So, we have an exciting show. Chad, who's calling in tonight? What is that whole thing? Did you get that set up? Oh, you never pulled that up? Okay.
The call-in number is 224-803-3098, so we can have callers call in and talk about things.
I could call in.
No. No.
Okay. All right. Do we need... we do any shout-outs real quick? Because we could do that. I'm gonna rant for a second and find my notes here.
Dewey.
Shout out to Shiler.
Dewey.
Shiler? Yes,
Because Shiler is the crypto coin king now. And,
He is. Look for a crypto money. What are those things called?
Shout out to Lou. Lou's listening out there.
Big Lou.
Thanks for listening every week, Lou.
We don't shout out to Dewey anymore?
Dewey.
Dewey
did
is
give-
supposed
you
to,
did-
of course,
and
please,
Pam.
please.
And Pam.
Dewey and Pam.
Come on.
Both.
Bob?
Make the machinery run.
All right, you know what?
also oil and grease it so that it runs properly and efficiently
Chad, remember
all over the
again.
state. All over the state.
Right, here we go.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm afraid now.
This feels really
Yep.
herky-jerky, so I'm thinking what we need to do, we're going to call it, we're going to call the segment, we're going to go to a break,
I'm ready to go. Okay, we'll go.
and
all
then
right.
we're going to come back to a rant.
Okay, good.
You're listening to Planet Green Trees.
All right, very good.
Spend my days with a woman unkind, smoke my stuff and drink all my wine. Made up my mind, make a new start, going to California with an aching in my heart. Someone told me there's a girl out there with love in her eyes and flowers in her hair. Took my chances on a big jet plane. Never let them tell you that we're all the same. Oh, the sea was red and the sky was gray. I wondered how tomorrow could ever follow today. Mountains and the canyons started to tremble and shake. The children of the sun begin to wake. Watch out. It seems that the wrath of the gods got a punch on the nose and it's starting to flow. I think I might be sinking. Throw me a line if I reach it in time. I'll meet you up there and the path runs straight. Find the queen without a king. They say she plays guitar and cries and sings. La la la. Ride a white mare in the footsteps of dawn, trying to find a woman who's never, never, never been born. Standing on the hill in the mountain of dreams, telling myself it's not as hard as it seems.
Get on the air.
You're on.
Alrighty. Thanks for hanging in there, and we're back. And I guess I'm going to rant for a little bit here, and just there's always so much to talk about. Can't read that. So, it's been a wild week. There's always crazy cases and bizarre things that happen. I was trying to explain earlier just some of the disparity from jurisdiction to jurisdiction in the way that the treatment of caregivers, patients, seem to be ferreted out, and it's almost unreconcilable. Or even able to justify it. And there's so many extremes that are going on, and just this week would be a classic example. One of which I want to talk about in great detail, but in order to understand how the disparity in this exists, I have to just lay a little foundation, which is that I always joke like there's when a lawyer has a case, get ready to go to court, and you put your uniform on, you make sure your hair is straight, and you look in the mirror and say, "I wish the prosecutor would just dismiss the case," And then you realize it's never going to happen. You go to court, you argue your battles, and the chips fall where they may. I didn't say that happened today, but that's actually what happened today. I mean, I didn't look in the mirror and say that. I didn't think it's going to happen. I stopped doing that like after the first year, But it happened, and it happened for reasons that were quite remarkable. And I share this not to give it any historical significance and any positive progress of anything that's happened, but it was really something that should really happen in all cases. And it starts with the idea that the prosecutor on the other side immediately identified weaknesses in the search warrant, and instead of responding in writing, actually talked out and thought out by discussing with his colleagues, and actually a former colleague that was a judge, and asked them directly, what would you have done if this is the information you had initially and you signed a search warrant, and then this other information wasn't included? What would you have thought about that? And I would not have been happy about that. And that information, of course, was that the suspicion of the marijuana growing, all that activity that is the traditional probable cause, the information that should have been in the warrant was that they were a caregiver, and their observations of knowing at the time they're a caregiver and what they were doing within the house couldn't be considered as evidence, negative evidence that could be attributable to probable cause of a crime taking place, because that behavior was what caregivers can do. Anyway, so we had filed a motion, and I showed up today, and as the prosecutor was explaining to me the lengths that he went to really decide if it was in good faith that he could respond in writing or whether he should just let it go. And he actually went and spent a lot of time doing this. It may have even been an excuse not to have to write. It could have taken the same amount of time to write the response. But I will say this. The first thing that's fascinating about this, it's very rare that a prosecutor would, take the initiative to do that. I think the traditional thing would be like, look, if it's an issue, let the judge decide. It's his motion. Why are you going to put your neck on the line and piss off, they might even say, our clients, even though it's not their clients. And I'm speaking about the Drug Task Force. And this is, to me, the real issue. It's very rare that you see the prosecutors in my world, suggest that the activities of the task force are out of line. They seemingly, once the complaint is brought to them, they sign it, they defend it to the death, absent